What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Baseus EnerCore series, which includes a few different chargers and power banks. These are all a bit different from each other, but one thing they have in common is the very convenient built-in retractable cable. So if you happen to be shopping for a charger or power bank, stick around and I'll be going over everything that makes these some of the best ones on the market. All right, so first off, we have the Baseus EnerCore CJ11. This is a 67 watt fast charger that has a built-in retractable cable. So unlike regular charging blocks, with this one, you do not need an extra cable to carry. And because of this, you never have to worry about tangles or accidentally forgetting the cable at home. Since the cable is built in, if you have the charger, then you automatically have the cable as well. When it's time to charge, you simply pull out the cable like that, and then when you're done, just give it a light tug, and just like that, it'll automatically retract and store away inside the charger. This is also a very durable cable that has been tested for 30,000 pulls, which is equivalent for 5 years of use. So if you're worried about the cable going bad, you do not have to worry about that with this charger. And then as you can see here, it also has a foldable plug, so it makes it a lot more compact. And then when you store it in your bag, you don't have to worry about getting caught or scratching on anything. Just fold it away just like that, and it becomes a nice little compact cube. So just for comparison, right here I have a 65 watt charger, so that's 2 watts less than this one. And as you can see, it's about a similar size, but this one only has one port. Meanwhile, this one has the entire built-in cable. And as you can see, this is a pretty long cable. It's about 2 feet long. This one here is also about the same length. So as you can see, much more compact to a traditional cable. Even if you roll this up nicely like I have it here, coil it around, whatever you want to do, this is still going to be much larger than this one. And another benefit compared to a regular charger is how easy it is to store away as well. So with regular charger, plug it in, use it. And then when you're done, you got to roll this up however you want to do it. Either coil it up like that or do the loops like I had it earlier. Go ahead and do that. Wrap it around. Tuck that in. So it's kind of neat. Fits in your bag. But again, you have 2 pieces right there. Or you can have them attached like this. With this one, so much more easier. Plug it in. Pull that out. Charge your device. And once you're done, simply give that a tug again. Rolls up just like that very quickly. A lot more simple and convenient to use. So that's kind of the theme of all these products that I have here. They're all meant to be a lot more convenient and better for traveling. Not only do they save you space and organization, but they're also going to save you a lot of time as well. So as I said earlier, this is a 67 watt charger and you have your built-in cable. And then right down here, you also have 2 USB-C ports. So very impressive that these are almost the same size, despite this one having 3 ports and that built-in cable, while this one is just that one port and it doesn't have a cable inside. As you can see, the Baseus is a little more thicker, but I would definitely prefer this one over a regular charger like this one. So this is a 67 watt charger, which can charge a 14-inch MacBook Pro at full speed and is more than enough to charge pretty much any USB-C device out there. This includes gaming consoles like the Steam Deck, laptops, Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2, drones, cameras, and so on. With this, you can output 67 watts all on a single port or charge up to 3 devices at once, as it does have an internal chip to intelligently distribute power across all 3 ports. So right here with this retractable cable, I can go ahead and plug that in to my laptop and get one device charging. You go ahead and charge your tablet at the same time. And then as I said earlier, you got a 3rd port, so you can charge your phone as well. So definitely very convenient for traveling, all on this tiny block with the retractable cable. You go ahead and charge 3 devices very easily. I want to say at least 95% of all devices these days are charged through a USB-C port. So you're going to be able to charge pretty much anything from this charger. But if you have an older micro USB or lightning cable device, if you go online, they do sell USB-C to micro USB or USB-C to lightning cables. So if you pick up one of those cables, you'll be able to charge those older devices with this charger as well. And last but not least, this does have advanced cooling as well. Taking a look at the specs, it says advanced graphene and 3D heat dissipation design helps release heat efficiently, while AI-powered sensors and Baseus BCT technology monitor temperature in real time, keeping your devices safe, cool, and charging at top speed. So unlike cheaper chargers you might find on Amazon or eBay, with this one you don't have to worry about it getting hot or overheating and causing you any issues. All in all, definitely a great little charger that's convenient and a lot more compact compared to most other chargers on the market. Up next, we have the Baseus EnerCore CJ21. This is a 67 watt fast charger, very similar to the other charger, except this one has two built-in retractable cables. So as you can see, it's a little bit larger, but you get that benefit of an additional cable built right into the charger. So having these two cables built into the charger basically makes it like a mini charging station. Just plug it into the wall. Just like that, you can easily charge one or two devices directly on the charger without having to carry any additional cables with you. Just like the other charger, both of these cables have been tested to work for at least 30,000 pulls, which is equivalent to 5 years of daily use. So not going to have any issues with those cables. Like I said, this one is a little bit larger. So right here we have the 67 watt with one cable. Then right here we have the 67 watt with two cable. But compared to your traditional charger, you would need to have something like this. So this is kind of a big mess. Throwing this in your bag, this might get caught on stuff. These cable ends might scratch stuff. And then most chargers have these prongs sticking out as well. So in comparison, this is just going to be a whole lot more convenient and easy to carry around. And as you can see, a very good, decent size right there as well for those retractable cables. And then you just let them go. And they also have magnets right here. So once they retract, those cable ends will automatically tuck themselves in right there. And just like this one, you also have 3 ports, but in this case, you have 2 retractable cables and then a USB-C port. So again, if you have an older device, you can go ahead and use these for your more modern USB-C devices. Then if you have your micro USB or lightning devices, you can go ahead and get an adapter cable and charge it right there, or just charge 3 USB-C devices. Besides that, the specifications on these are very similar. It just comes down to whether you would prefer 2 retractable cables and 1 port, or 1 retractable cable and 2 ports. Up next, we have the Baseus EnerCore CR11 Powerbank. This is a 67 watt power bank. Again, also has a built-in retractable cable. Besides the retractable cable, you also have a USB-C port right here as well. And then here in the front, you have a real-time display, which shows you your charging status as well as your remaining battery. And this also has a 20,000 milliamp large capacity. This is under the TSA flight limit, so despite its large capacity, you still can fly with this power bank as well. And with 20,000 milliamps, this is going to be enough to charge one device on your flight or multiple devices all at the same time as well. So like I said earlier, all of these devices are meant to be a lot more compact and easier for storage and traveling. So if you're on a plane, instead of having to dig out the cable, plug it in, plug it into the device, just take out your power bank. And just like that, you can plug it in and charge your device very easily. And one thing I really like about having this cable is I like to have different cable lengths depending on what I'm using. So with a regular power bank, if I'm charging my phone, I usually like to have a little cable like this. So it kind of just loops and I could hold it behind my phone. And then if I'm charging a laptop, I usually like a longer but still small cable like this one. So I have a little more slack but don't have any extra cable laying there to flop around. With this charger, I basically get these cables plus more all built into this power bank, because with this retractable cable, it has a few different notches to customize the size. So like I said, if I wanted a shorter cable for my phone, I can go ahead and do that. If I want it a little longer for a laptop, I can go ahead and pull it out a little more. And then if I want a lot more slack to put it on a table or somewhere further, I can go ahead and use the max length. Definitely very cool and saves me from having to have a bunch of different cables like I usually have. Just like the 2 chargers I showed earlier, this is also a 67 watt power bank. This has a 45 watt input speed, so it's also going to charge pretty quickly, and then it does 65 watts out. Same as the adapters, this also has the same triple cooling system, so no worries about the power bank overheating which I have experienced with cheaper power banks where they'll get hot and just don't feel very safe to use. Up next, we have the Baseus EnerCore 6-in-1 Universal Travel Adapter. Just like the rest, this has a built-in retractable cable and can put out a max of 70 watts. Even if you're not someone that does a lot of traveling, I would highly recommend taking a look at this charger as well, because this thing is just packed with a lot of features that you don't normally find in a charging block like this one. So first off, this is a universal travel adapter that works in 200 plus countries and covers 4 plug types, including the US, UK, Europe, and Australia, or other areas around the world that use those kind of plug types. So with your traditional travel adapters, typically it'll be like a brick like this one. It'll have a slot and you take off that piece and you got to slide on another piece. And it comes with a few different pieces. So whenever you're in a certain country, you got to grab your piece, take it off, put your other piece. And it kind of becomes like a whole kit situation. You have your charger to carry. Then you got to make sure you carry all your pieces. You can easily lose those, forget them behind. With this one, it approaches things a lot differently. So right here at the side, you have your different countries. As you can see, nothing sticking out. So as is in your bag, it's a nice little cube. So if you're in Europe, go ahead and push that tab. Now you got your Europe plug. We want to store it away, put that back in. Again, little convenient square. Don't have to worry about it scratching or damaging anything in your bag. You're in the USA, push that out. Now you got the US plug, push it back in. And then right down here, you have your UK plug. So nice to have all those pieces built into the box. It just makes it a lot more convenient. And again, less things to carry like with your traditional travel adapter. Again, this is a 70 watt adapter, so you can charge a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, Switch 2, cell phone, tablet, and so on and so on. For most daily uses or things you're going to be carrying while you're traveling, this is going to cover that, no problem. And this is the reason why I would say to consider this, even if you're not someone who travels. This can charge up to 6 devices at the same time. So first off, right here on the side, you have your retractable cable. Unlike the others, this one has a slightly different cable, as this one has a braided cable, but it does feel very durable, and the specs say it's also wear resistant as well. So I don't suspect you have any issues there. But besides that retractable cable, you also have AC outlets right here as well. Again, it has the same countries that it does for the plug. So once you have that plugged in, you can go ahead and plug in something else as well. So right here, I have a US plug. So say you have that plugged in, all you gotta do is plug your device like that. So you can plug something in there. You also have another 2-prong plug right here at the side. And then at the bottom, you have a USB-A port, another USB-A port, and then a USB-C port. So that's 2 USB-C ports, 2 outlets, and 2 USB-A ports. So definitely very impressive to have all of that can charge off this little box. And just like with the other devices, you can charge only one thing at once, or you can also charge all 6 items at the same time, and the charger will smartly distribute the power across all those ports. Taking a look at the specs, it says this does have reinforced plugs, and they do lock into position, so you don't have to worry about slipping or anything like that. And then the Europe plug is positioned at the top, so it can have extra grip up there and not to worry about it slipping or having any of that weight bringing it down. And inside this charger, it also has dual 10 amp fuses to provide overload and short circuit protection. So definitely a very cool universal charger. It's going to be perfect for anyone who does a lot of traveling. But like I said earlier, even if you don't do a lot of traveling, this is still going to be very convenient thanks to all the ports and connectivity you have with this small tiny box. Last but not least, we have their Baseus EnerGeek GR11 power bank. This also has a capacity of 20,000 milliamps, but a much faster charging speed at 145 watts max. Again, 20,000 milliamp is under the TSA limit, so you can fly with this and not have any issues. 145 watts is definitely a lot of power for a power bank. So with this one, you're going to be able to charge more demanding devices, such as a 16-inch MacBook Pro, gaming laptops, and other high draw devices as well. So again, this has a retractable cable, and you could charge at 100 watts with this cable. So if you have a MacBook like I do, you can go ahead and charge your MacBook very easily with that cable. Besides the retractable cable, right here up top, you have 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port. It's a bit hard to see because I have my studio lights right now pretty bright, but as you can see right here, it has a 1.2-inch screen, and this shows you your live input wattage, output wattage, time to full, and time to empty. So similar to a power station, you get all the readouts right there. And this power bank does support multiple charging protocols, including PD 3.0, PPS, UFCS, and Quick Charge 3.0. With a 20,000 milliamp capacity, you're going to be able to charge a iPhone 16 3 times, a MacBook Air 1 time, a iPad Pro 1.4 times, or a Galaxy S25 2.2 times. And if you also want to get a quick boost, within 30 minutes, you can get a 43% charge on a 16-inch MacBook Pro, or within 30 minutes, you can also charge a iPhone 16 Pro Max all the way up to 56%. Again, lots of power to go around, and this does smartly distribute power across different devices. So this is going to be great for traveling, filming, camping, or even someone like me who just uses a lot of tech along with kids who also have a lot of tech as well. Looking at the specs, it says this has their self-developed pocket-in stacking tech. This is a proprietary stacking technology that makes it 11% smaller than a typical 20,000 milliamp power bank and weighs only 445 grams. As a comparison, a can of Monster energy drink is 472 grams. So this is definitely a very light power bank. Throwing this in your bag will be the same as carrying a can of Monster with you, which most people are not gonna notice that extra weight. What's even more impressive is this is smaller than most other power banks, even though it has that addition of the retractable cable as well. I've owned a lot of power banks over the years, and having this built-in cable really does make a huge difference in both portability and convenience. Again, you don't have a cable to roll up, and it's going to save you a lot of time and space. This cable, like the rest, are rated for 30,000 plus bends, and this is also the world's only TUV certified retractable power cord for extreme durability. These days, a lot of companies love making random claims that may or may not be true, so always good to see an actual certification to back what they're advertising. Last but not least, just like the chargers, this also has their triple loop smart cooling, which is their BMS plus advanced heat dissipation to keep the power bank safe and running at low temps. All in all, definitely one of my favorite power banks that I've used so far. Overall, these are definitely some of the best chargers on the market. They're very compact and convenient. They feel well made, and best of all, they all come at very good prices as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for a charger or power bank, I would highly recommend any of these here from Baseus. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link along with a promo code in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.